Pouncy, 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 fun, 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 fun.
I just love really tight streets with cars parked everywhere where you can't turn around. All I'm waiting for is for somebody to come zooming around the corner. Once I've done this, I'll talk about quickly what I want to talk about, which is Sam's Garden Maintenance Service, SGM Garden Services, whatever you call it, SGM. He does podcasts, and we're going to meet up on Sunday, because we do that from time to time. We're going to meet up on Sunday, have a breakfast, and then he's going to record a podcast. And my question is, would you like me to record it as well? Would you like me to? Because I do video, I would do it as a video rather than a podcast. I'm just wondering if anybody on this channel would want to watch that. The thing is, I was also thinking about, because he does sponsors, he's got some sponsorships, and I don't have the channel capacity or anything all the time or whatever to do that type of thing. But what I was thinking was, because I'm going to mention the company, I'm not sponsored or anything like that, obviously, but Cress, I've never heard of Cress. And I have heard of Cress. I have heard of Cress, but it's not a brand I would consider. And it's the same as a Teesia and all these type of sort of, I will call obscure brands. You've got the mainstream. If you're starting out, this is for somebody who is starting out. When I first started out, I said to somebody, I don't know what I'm buying, what's the best tools to buy? And they all said Husqvarna or Stihl. It was as simple as that. I mean, you've got Echo, you've got a few Milwaukee tools, you know, tools you wouldn't even consider Ego, but you want something that's lasting and well built and all this kind of thing. And so when it comes to, what I was thinking was, if I was to do a sponsorship, I would probably say to the company, how can I promote how can I word this? How can I promote a company like yourself who I've not really heard of? How do you get your foot in the door? Because I've been in the trade for 10 years and I haven't really heard. Cress is a new thing for me. It's the same as Ego. Ego are quite new. So how do these companies get their foot in the door? How do they push themselves forward? How do they promote themselves? You know, do they class themselves as professional gear or just homeowner? That kind of thing. Because I mean, homeowners, they're just like, I presume they would advertise obviously, but it would be more sort of mainstream advertising. You know, big sort of warehouse companies like QMB and Dick's, you know, those kind of companies. I'm trying to do a wandering where sort of thing, sort of changing the name slightly. You know, I mean, because you've got Larkside, which are sold, I think, are in Aldi, or is it Idler? I can't remember. It's like, how do these companies progress forward? How do they promote themselves? And that's one of the questions I would ask. But I was thinking, like, you know, maybe I would talk about that to Sam, because I think the topics are going to be my recent catastrophes and maybe looking at his tools, you know, his Cress tools. Discussing them, because I've not heard, and I say I have heard of them, but to me they are a relatively new company. It's not something I would consider buying. I remember when this was a few years ago, ago, I was in the market for a new chainsaw, so I was doing a lot of work at the railway with a chainsaw. I rarely use one now, it's so rare, it's unbelievable. I think once every 2 or 3 years I did use one recently, but it's, as I say, it's a rarity. Anyway, so I was in the market and I was looking at Echo, because everyone kept going on about Echo, and I thought, I've never even heard of them. This was a few years ago, and I thought, I've never heard of them. What are Echo? Are they any good? You know, because one of the things as well, I didn't have a lot of money when I first bought a chainsaw. This is when I was at the railway, the Heritage Railway. I'd never really heard of, didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't know what I was buying, and I bought something called a Partner. And when I looked into it, it says made by Husqvarna. It was crap. It really was crap. I sent it back because I just couldn't get the bloody thing started. I sent it back, and then they sent me another one back saying, well, you know, you've put neat fuel in it. It's because I was listening to everybody else. I didn't know what I was doing, so I ended up having to buy another one, and I actually bought Stihl, because the Partner, I mean, literally I could not get the bloody thing working. So I saved me money and I bought a Stihl. I think the Partner, I don't know how much it cost, probably, I'll be guessing now, probably about 70 quid. It wasn't a lot of money. And I think the Stihl, when I bought it, you've got to remember, this is 10 years ago, and the Stihl, when I bought it, I think that was about 150. I spent a lot more money. And the thing is, you get what you pay for, so. But that's it. It's like when you've not heard of a company. I mean, for me, going in this business for 10 years, and you don't know much about a company, or I don't know anything about Stihl or anything like that. You know, I don't know where they're manufactured. What I'm saying is you don't hear people saying, "Oh, I've got this Schatzika chainsaw here. What do you think of it?" It's really, I think it's really, really good, this Schatzika. I'm coming out with random names because I don't want to drop a name. But the thing is, you think, well, I've never heard of it, and they swear by them, and then you buy one because and then it's crap. Shit sucker. I don't know. But that's it. It's like, you know, if you've not heard, and the thing is, sometimes you get a Schatzika. I can't think, Schatzika. I don't know. You get a company like that, and you think, well, I've never heard of it, and then you buy one, and you think, bloody hell, these are really good. Why have I never heard of them? Or why aren't many people using them? How does a company like that, you know, get their foot in the door in the professional world, if that's what they're aiming for? If you understand what I mean. Now, yesterday we were supposed to go to the railway, and the wind here was horrendous this morning. I'm glad we didn't go, because we were going to go today. Right, he's just run a red light. He's just ran a red light. He actually nearly crashed into the back of me. He was not looking at all. Where is he now? He's trying to push his way through in the other traffic as well. That's not bad. That's not a mistake. That's a choice of bad driving, that is. You can see them just in front of the van, just behind the van with the chevrons. They've just pushed their way through all that traffic. That's a choice in bad driving. That's not a mistake. I mean, you've got the car to the left of me now, and they're beyond the white line because they just weren't looking. That's probably a mistake, but it's a bad mistake. They're not concentrated. And now I've got this car to the left of me trying to cut in front of me. And they're always the same bloody car as well. It's like, when you're a driver, do you think to yourself, I'm a twat, I'm going to get a twatmobile? Is that what it is? Well, I suppose, you know, I'm in an elderly gentleman's car because I'm in a Berlingo. gentleman's car, but an old fuddy-duddy, you know, an old crumbly. Because I guess that's what I could guess, that the 50s sort of like not really interested in speed and stuff like that. That's the kind of car they would drive. I don't know. A fault of mine there, I didn't indicate. Tut, Reese. So yeah, Sunday we're going to meet up and have a breakfast and then do this podcast. So would anybody be interested in filming it? I can't see me getting many replies because this channel doesn't do very well at all, but I'm not promoting it for that reason. I'm back to the original way I do YouTube, which is just me talking crap and maybe the odd one or two people watching. And that's how I started YouTube, and that's really, I think, how somebody else should have gone. And I think to a degree I should have stuck to that, because the problem is like once you start making a channel and you're trying to push for views, you're trying to create content, not just talk rubbish like me, but actually create content, it gets to you, it's hard work, and then when you don't get the views or when the numbers start dropping, it is demoralising. I don't know whether you've heard of the overly friendly girlfriend. Well, I watched, is it Alana or something? I don't know what, Lena, whatever her name is. Well, overly attached girlfriend, that was it. Well, that was out when I was in my, well, she's about 10 years ago, isn't it, really? But I didn't really understand what that was all about. I don't even know where the word meme comes from. I mean, I like to know where origins of words comes from, but unfortunately sometimes, nowadays, you can't. It's like thoroughfare. I want to know where that comes from, where it originates from. But anyway, so I was watching a video about these YouTubers, and she was featured in one of them. In fact, there's a few who were featured in this one. I watched. Has anybody watched the guy with the Smirnoff, the vodka, and diving into a very icy bath in the middle of nowhere, and you go after a gulp of whatever? I didn't realise he died. He died because he went onto a frozen lake, and the ice gave way, and he couldn't get out because it kept giving way. You need to learn how to hold a lane, mate. You nearly went into the side of me. So that was one of the things. I was shocked about that because I've seen the odd video of his. Anyway, this overly attached girlfriend, she suffered really badly with her mental health, and it is down to YouTube, because you're trying so hard to please everybody, and that's what it is. It's all down to crowd pleasing, and it is so hard. And I think it's why a lot of gardening YouTubers that I used to watch don't do many videos. There's one who still releases the odd video, but not that many because they're busy. But they are fortunate. They're like how the gardening videos originally started. They don't change the format, which basically means they're not pushing for views, not appeasing to the masses. They're just doing what they want to do, and I think that's why they're still going, which is LHL. And as I say, I think he's released a video recently. I haven't watched them because I don't really watch that many of those top videos either, as much as I used to. Who else was there? Linus Tech Tips. Now that started out as NCIX Tech Tips, and I remember the video he made where he says he's quitting, and because it's hard, it really is hard. YouTube is so difficult to keep going. It's just it's the most, it's difficult, and I think that's why a lot of child actors struggle. I think that's why, you know, you read about, go on, you can go on, you're going to push yourself out. I mean, it's not like there was loads of traffic behind me. You know, I think what happens is because because they have a big role, and then they're trying to compete with that, and they can't. So, okay, take M. Night Shyamalan. He did a fantastic film, which was Sixth Sense, and a lot of his other films didn't do as well, and I think it is because he climaxed too quick. He come too early. I mean, that's basically what it is, and then he's like struggling to keep erect. But I presume that is actually a really good analogy. It's like coming too quickly, and then you think, oh fuck, and then you're suffering from erectile dysfunction for the rest of your life. And as funny as that is, it is quite serious if you take that analogy to how I actually mean it. It's like people peak. That's what I meant to say, not climax. They peak too early, and because of that, they're trying to compete with their younger selves. I mean, have I peaked? Probably. I don't know. At the moment, I feel like I've plateaued. I say that, but I don't think I have plateaued. I think in business, if I was still working on my own, I think I'd be fine. But because I've got Sam working with me most of the time, trying to find enough work for the both of us, I think that's been very, very difficult. So in one respect, I have dipped. Does it get me down? It does a little bit, but at my age, when you get to 50, I'm 56 this year, and I think, when you get to a certain age, you've got to understand that things aren't going to be as good as they were when you were younger. Your health or your work, your business, whatever you're doing, it's just not going to be as good. And if you're constantly comparing yourself to that, I think it's going to be very, very difficult for you to continue. And I think that's why people, struggle with their mental health. But when you're young and you peak like that, I think it's even worse. Premature ejaculation. Who'd have thunk? Anyway, so I've got one person watching, so if you want to put a comment in and just say whether or not I should record the podcast as a video and then edit it or whatever and put it on this channel, I will do.